I don't know why I'm scared. I've been here before. Hey, this is Courtney Bell. See, I'm just at my house with my wife, cleaning, making some bacon and eggs, you know. But I wanted to sit down for just a moment and tell you something about the Breonna Taylor case. About why exactly, before I burn my bacon, I turned it off. Why exactly is this case showing us that black lives don't matter? It's a prime example if we really look at even not just the outcome, because some people are going to say, hey, the outcome is just. Some people are going to say, hey, no, it's not. Even though, as I pointed out in my last video, there's different factors that evidently point that the burden of proof significantly shows that there's evidence that should have been taken into account and consideration in the Attorney General's assessment, investigation, and more than likely was not, and that's very questionable. But but what I'm saying is, no matter what the facts are to a lot of people, all of that is debatable. When people say, well, they did this, they did that, but let me show you something that's not debatable. And this is what I want every human being, every citizen, every hardworking person, and I want you to tell I have a message for your kids. I want you to tell your kids this. If you work with kids, if you're a parent, you have a son you look after, look, there's a little message I want to tell you about that. But just real quick, okay, based on the verdict. So the verdict is this, that it's not it is about police, but it's about people doing wrong things more than anything. It's about someone doing someone wrong. Regardless of their title, their category, their race, their gender, their ethnicity. It does. When something's racial, it just makes everything look worse. It just is, because that's our oldest problem in this country. Charlie, calm down real fast, boy. Nothing's going on. Be cool. So, but the verdict is that, the police officers, the charges that did stick, and what was guilty, a guilty act is, there was bullets, several dozens of bullets that were flying around in the walls, and they were guilty of, I don't know the exact name, but of endangerment, of potential endangerment. And this is something you need to know. So, guilty, there's a charge of guilty. That was the only thing they were guilty of, right? So they were guilty of, almost killing someone, almost hitting someone with a stray bullet, basically. Because the police officers, they went inside of Breonna Taylor's apartment, and then they, the boyfriend started firing. He did not know he was firing at. And then the police officers started firing back and just started firing all over the place. They hit Breonna Taylor 6 times and killed her. And they did not kill the boyfriend. This happened, Charlie! This happened, by the way, around 12 o'clock at night. Between 12 o'clock at night and 12:30, right in between there. So you have the police officers knocking on your door, looking for someone at 12 o'clock at night. See, that's the policy that needs to change. That's when people are asleep. It's like, what are you trying to do? See, what is the intent there? Look at the intent. You're knocking on my door at 12 o'clock at night? It was the wrong door, by the way. I was going to make another point, but I'm going to get to that for the kids, for the parents. But this is the point I wanted to make. So, what was the guilty charge? I mean, can you make it plain, Courtney? Can you just say it in layman's terms? What was it? It was this. They almost killed someone else. They almost, one of the bullets almost killed someone innocent, almost shot and harmed someone. The bullets almost reached someone that was completely 100% innocent. And that's what the guilty charge was. That's what that means. There's certain terminology for it, but to make it plain in layman's terms, what's going on is, they were firing wildly and almost hit someone else. That's what the charge is. That's what they were guilty of. it looks bad to say this, but it looks racial. But now I'll get to that. But look, think about this. They almost hit a white pregnant woman, and that's what they were guilty of. Yeah, have you seen the movie Django, or is it called Django? I think it's called, with Jamie Foxx. And there's a slave owner. He's white and he has black slaves, and he lets them go wild and go rampant and loot and all this stuff, right? And they're just having a good old time. The slaves are black, and then he's up on his horse and he says, "Hey, there's a white woman," and they go like, "Oh, let's go mess with her," let's go terrorize her and stuff like that, which is wrong, for everybody to do. But the guy on the white guy on the horse says, "Hey, don't touch that white woman. Don't touch that white woman." And, one of the slaves who's black does, and then he pulls the guns and shoots him. See, it was his own men, his own people as in regards to they work for him. But hey, touched a white woman. He shot that white woman. Like, hey, see, if he wouldn't have done that, he wouldn't have had to do that. It was because, she was white. That's what that was about. So it looks like, I bring that up as an example because there's many movies. Movies tell us the truth in a lot of ways. But it looks racially questionable because you're saying that because one of the bullets almost hit this pregnant white woman, that the police were guilty of shooting rampantly, maybe 30 bullets or so. I don't know the exact number, 36, I don't know, but dozens and dozens of bullets, and it almost hit this pregnant white woman, and that's what they were guilty of. That looks racist. Okay, that's right. That's a crime. Let me take that back. Let me say this first. That's wrong. Yeah, they should be charged. You can't just go. If you're aiming in here and then you're getting wild and your adrenaline, you're a trained professional. Now you're shooting all over and all these other buildings because they're an apartment complex. But you almost hit this white woman, and that's what you were guilty of. Okay. No, okay, they're guilty 100%. Okay, but think about this. We're missing it. See, the media tells us how to think and how to feel. And what you have to do is think for yourself and wait a second. Let me put this in human terms. Let me pray about this. Let me just focus. Let me think for myself. And it's like, wait, I'm missing something. And we are. Because look, only common sense. You don't have to be a decent person. You don't have to be a best person to understand that, hey, if I'm charged for almost shooting someone with a bullet, and I'm guilty of that, and then I actually shoot someone with a bullet and kill them, it would only make sense that I would be guilty of that too. You know why? This is the common denominator. Not that they were both female. No, it's not a racial thing with this. We make it racial, but this is the crime. This is the guiltiness. They were both innocent. Breonna Taylor had nothing to do with their investigation. It was an accident. See? She was innocent. She was sleeping in her room and she was caught in a crossfire. She was not armed. Her boyfriend was. The police did not announce. He had no idea. See, someone just broke in and he started shooting. And his gun is licensed. You see what I'm saying? So, look at that. So someone almost or could have been harmed and they were guilty for that. So what about the person that was harmed? How are you not guilty for that as well? See, because it's the same thing. Two innocent people sleeping. See, we make it racist because one was black and one was not, and then the outcome. See, there's something else you got to know, ladies and gentlemen. Breonna Taylor, she was pronounced dead at the hospital, but she didn't get any help. She didn't get any assistance when the The bullets hit her body. I believe it was 6 bullets hit her body. She was on the ground and no one helped her. She didn't receive any medical treatment, any medical assistance. At that time, her body was on the ground. They just let her lie there like a dog. Like, that was inhumane. See? We're saying people keep saying all lives matter, but look, all lives aren't mattering the same. Just, jeez, man. People go to prison longer. The jobs are different for different people. Housing discrimination, all this stuff. We're not all treated the same we need to be. That's why I'm doing this video, to get people to think like, wait, Courtney Bell's right. That doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm just encouraging you to think for yourself. I don't need you to agree with me. These are facts. So, but there's another thing that I doubt that anyone here knows this, or maybe legend has it, or don't know, but let me make it plain for you. And this is the point I want to make for parents. Parents, please, know who your kids date. I don't care if they're 22, I don't care if they're 38, I don't care if they're 19. Know exactly who they are. Have a phone number. Know where they live. Not where the boyfriend or girlfriend thinks they live, but you need to know where they live. You need to know what they're about in life. You need to know how they think. This is what happened to Breonna Taylor. Her ex-boyfriend did some time. We all have a family member that do some time. Let's not judge or anything like that, okay? You're young, you love someone, things work out. Half of you are divorced, 60% of you are divorced watching this. So think about that before you judge her, okay? These are just the facts. We all deal with something. Let me raise my hand first. We all have a family member in jail. Say aye. We all have someone in our family, if you're connected and if you actually know your family, we all have a family member on drugs. Say aye. Aye, raise your hand. And we all have a family member that's been divorced. And yes, it's their fault, because it's always, no one's 100% their fault. It's a team effort either way. So let me raise my hand and say aye. So we're all the same. In those ways, we all deal with the same pains, the same hurts, the same struggles. It's called life. No one's getting out of here alive, and no one's not dealing with some of these issues at some level or has a family member. And so, Breonna Taylor had a boyfriend, a previous boyfriend. She got her life together before she died. She was an EMT, I believe, and she was going to school. And, she has a better boyfriend now. Like you should have a better boyfriend now, or maybe even a future husband, right? And so her past boyfriend did some time, and this is what I heard. Now, this is not what I heard. No, I want to say not what I heard. Well, I heard this and I heard that. No, this is what I heard from the people telling the facts. I don't know her name. I don't know her title. But it's like a federal XYZ. This is the investigation. This is what they found in connection of why they were there at Breonna Taylor's house, which is this. Her ex-boyfriend, there was a deal made with her that in regards to her ex-boyfriend and someone in prison, like a snitch kind of thing. Like, hey, look, we're going to let you out of jail, and this is what you're going to do. I'm not going to say I know all the facts, but I know that that's fact. So I'm not going to speak about it anymore. And so they went to that house looking for the ex-boyfriend. See, like Lamont Carey said, ex-boyfriends, boyfriends, husbands. She said she loved me. I'm telling you, I did a video and people were inspired. I told you the number one crime in this country is domestic violence. And right now, even though I talk about the economy and stocks and the currency changes and all that, you know what the real rate we should all be watching, and it's going to define our country as a whole? You know what it is? The divorce rate. Or if you're not married, people that are living in the same home, that are a couple, in a relationship, and they're not. That's going to define us. That's the rate we all need to be watching and praying for and working on, because that's what's going to make our whole economy and our communities worse. A broken home leads everyone to poverty. A broken home leads people to chaos. A broken home leads a man to do certain things that are against the law. That's the number one thing. See, no one talks about this, but I'm telling you, this is the real death rate. This is the real crime. This is the nucleus of everything bad in society, man. a broken home. Nowhere to go. Don't have any parents. No direction, no vision, no purpose. But anyway, see, now you know the truth. See, now you know the facts. See, so when people talk about Black Lives Matter, and some people say all lives matter, you got to really question that, because all lives are not mattering the same. See, that's what this is about. All right, I'm done. I don't know why I'm scared. I've been here before. I'm ridiculous. You already know. Everybody does. But I'm a genius. And you don't know what I'm going to say, so you watch me anyway. All right, bye. I love you guys.